Hi everyone, Catalan Ben here and welcome to Offside for Kids. Today we're going to be explaining the offside rule in a very basic format that will help you coach it to your players. Check it out. Okay guys, so first of all we're going to look at the basics of the offside rule and then we'll look at a few little scenarios that will help you teach it to your players and quiz kids to make sure they definitely understand their offsides. So here's a basic rundown of how the offside rule works. We have two defending players here. One of them is a goalkeeper, one of them is a defender. This could be a midfielder or an attacker, but it's a defensive player in his own half. The attacking players are the red team, and if this attacking player goes beyond the second to last defensive player, then he becomes offside. If he is further away from the goal line than that defensive player, then he is onside. Now, we need to understand here the timing of when the ball is played is very important. So, when this ball is passed from this player, if he is in an onside position, then as that ball travels, he can move into an offside position, but he would still be classed as onside. So, when the ball is played is the defining factor here. That's when you can be onside or offside. So, the next basic of the offside rule is that you cannot be offside in your own half. So, if a player receives the ball inside his own half, he cannot be offside. If he receives that ball in the attacking half, as long as he was in his own half when the ball was released, then he can still receive the ball in the attacking half and be onside. However, if we were to have the exact same scenario, but this player crosses the halfway line before the ball is played, then he would be offside. Okay, so the next scenario we're going to look at here is the defending player is level with the attacking player. Now that is still onside. So the rules at the moment do say that if this is level, the benefit of the doubt is given to the attacker. So if the referee is not sure, he should always give it as onside and allow that attacking player to run through. If it is a clear gap between the two players, then that's when an offside is going to be given. Now, offside only relates to passing, so players can dribble with the ball past the last defender and then score. That would not be classed as offside. It only refers to when a pass is received and the ball is released from one teammate to another. Okay, so next we're going to look at what happens if the ball goes beyond all the defenders. So, if the red team have managed to get behind the entire yellow defensive line, then the ball becomes the offside line. So if my partner is in front of the ball, then he would be offside when I play that ball in. But if he is level with or behind the ball, then he is onside when I play that ball in. So remember, if there are no defenders or there's only one defender, the ball becomes the offside line. So you must stay behind the ball to stay onside. Now, there are three different scenarios where you cannot be offside if you receive the ball directly. So we're going to look at those now. The first one is a goal kick. If you were to receive the ball directly from your goalkeeper from a kick on the floor, that's an actual goal kick, not a kick out of his hands, then he could kick the ball over into the opposite half of the pitch and any player receiving the ball directly from him could not be offside. So you cannot be offside from a goal kick. The next scenario where you cannot be directly offside from a set piece is a corner. So if a corner was taken by the yellow team here, it doesn't matter that this yellow player is closer to goal than two of the defenders. He cannot be offside directly from the corner. It also applies to throw-ins. So if we slide him down here and he was to take a throw-in, again, as long as he receives the ball directly from the thrower, then he cannot be offside. But be aware, for goal kicks, for throw-ins and for corners, you can be offside if this happens. So if we throw the ball to a teammate who is in an onside position and he knocks the ball on with either his foot or his head or his chest or any part of the body that's legal, if he knocks the ball onto that player with a little flick on, then this player is now offside. So if the ball goes to him directly from the throw or the corner or the goal kick, that's okay. But if it goes through a teammate and then to him, he would be offside. Now, most people, when they're talking about offside, include the goalkeeper in this. So the second defender usually refers to the goalkeeper and then one other player. Remember, that could be a midfielder or a striker. It depends on the situation. But you do have to be aware that if a goalkeeper in a game was outside of his box or had gone up for a corner and had got himself into a position high up the pitch, then this scenario where there is a defender, you can still be offside when you receive a pass. So we have to make sure there are either two defenders or a goalkeeper and a defensive player to make sure that we stay onside. Okay, so now we're going to go through a few scenarios that will just help check the understanding of your players and make sure they know what offside is and what onside is. So the first scenario we're going to look at here, just let me know what you think here. Is this player onside or offside? Imagine the ball was played and we freeze the game. Is the yellow player onside or offside? You were correct if you said onside. There are two defensive players closer to the goal line than the yellow attacking player when the ball was played. Now, if we change the scenario slightly and put those two players level, again, when this ball is played, if we freeze the game, is that onside or offside? Well done, that is still onside and should be given as an onside. Now, you do see these sometimes given as offside in the Premier League when players are moving very, very quickly and it's hard to tell exactly what level is. But if they are stood still from things like a free kick, you can tell a lot clearer, and an onside decision should be given there for the striker. Okay, scenario number 3. The attacking player has moved his position, and now let me know whether you think he would be onside or offside if the ball was played now. So you were correct if you said offside here, because he is closer to the goal line than that second to last defender. That means that he is then in an offside position. Now we're going to deal with moving players, which makes things a little bit more complicated, and this is why offside decisions can be given wrong sometimes, even at the highest level. So if this player is in an onside position and starts to make his run, and the ball is played now, he is in an offside position when the ball was released. Now the difficult part about this is because a referee or an assistant referee has to know the exact moment the ball was played and the exact moment that he went into an offside position, and that's very, very hard to tell both at the same time. So that's where you see most incorrect decisions for offside. But what we have to know as a striker and as a defender is that if the ball is played and he was in an offside position, then he's not going to be offside even if he gets higher up the pitch when the ball is received. Okay, so the next scenario, my attacking player is running down the wing, the defending player is making a recovery, and his teammate is now running into the box. Let me know if the ball was played now, would he be onside or offside? Now you were correct if you said onside here. Remember that the ball becomes the offside line if that second defender isn't behind the ball. So because my attacking player is behind the ball when it's played, he's still onside. If we were to have the exact same scenario but with this player ahead of the ball, then it would be given as offside. And the final scenario, this is very clever attacking play that you see often from players like Luis Suarez. Watch how he runs between the two defenders here. He goes behind this defender, but as he moves in there, he's still in front of the second to last defender. Is he onside or offside? Now you're correct if you said onside. Although he has gone behind this third to last defender, he's still ahead of the second to last defender. So clever strikers will make moves between defenders, stay in an onside position, and then move on to the ball to go and score. And the final thing I want you to remind everybody about, guys, is you can go into an offside position, but as long as you don't receive the ball, you have not given away a foul or a free kick. If this player is keeping the ball in midfield, he's passing the ball around with his teammate, I can be in an offside position. As that starts to happen, sometimes defenders will drop or strikers will make a move to get back onside, and as long as we do that before the ball is played, then we are still onside and no free kick will be given. So remember, it's okay to go into an offside position, just don't receive the ball there. So there we have it, guys, a really easy to follow and simple breakdown of the offside rule. Get your kids around the tactics board or even show them this video and make sure they have a strong understanding of the offside rule. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done already, and don't forget to stay onside. See you next time.